The good book says that what is dark will surely come to light, and the armor of the righteous shines throughout the blackest night. We're shining the light through the dark until the lost are finally found. As I stand on the ground of this red, white, blue, we bring a voice to innocence and fight for justice all around. It's more than a feeling. It's the weight of the air, knowing that hope isn't just anywhere. It's right in the center. It's right where I stand, with a heart full of fire and a pen in my hand. Daphne's case files will prevail.
Good afternoon. Welcome in, everyone. Hope everybody is having a great day. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, and congratulations to those that received one of the 10 memberships that I handed out today. I want to thank you all for being subscribed to my channel. Today we will be going into a few different things, but first of all, we will be talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, and they have been missing from their home in PICTOU, Nova Scotia. And on the 2nd, 2 days ago, the days, I keep getting the days mixed up, was the 9-month mark of their disappearance. And the RCMP said they're getting closer to finding out what might have happened to Jack and Lilly Sullivan. I want to welcome in all of you, and we are going to start digging in. Hello, Tropicana. Good to see you. Golden Pearl, thank you for being here. Miss Joyous, thank you. I appreciate everything that you do, and you're always here, and I really do appreciate you. Maine, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Enoch, thank you for being here. Nerdy Girl, good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Let's see, I'm going up. Angel Wings, good to see you, honey. Texas Woman, thank you. Good to be here. Daphne, I am a part of your replay crew. I'm so glad I caught a live. Yes, I am as well. And your doggy is really cute in your photo. Mama Sue, hello, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Knitted Sharpen, thank you so much for being a member of my channel for 3 months. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Let's see. Did I miss somebody? I'm going up. Sorry. I've even got my glasses on and I still can't see. There we go. Okay. For some reason, my mouse is going all over the place. Helicopter Grandma, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Darlene, hello, honey. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you as well. Miss Robin, hello. Thank you. I always appreciate you being here. And it's so good to meet everybody. And I've really met some really nice people on my channel. And I love talking to all of you. Hi, Leah. Thank you so much for being here. Blue Jay, thank you so much. So we are going to get digging in, you guys. Hi, Mary Dalmatian. Good to see you. Joanne, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get started, I know everyone has seen the new articles. If you haven't, we will be going over those today. There's one with Cindy, which is Malaya's mother. And there's one with Angeline and Cheryl as well. So I'm going to go through those. But first, there's a couple other things that I want to just bring to your attention. I spotted something on dispatch, and I just kind of want to go through that real quick before we get digging into the articles, if that's okay with you. So hi, Maine, good to see you. Violet, hello. Texas woman, hello. Thank you, Autumn. Good to see you as well. Thank you. I know everybody's mingling in here, and I don't usually do lives around this time of day, but I wanted to go ahead and show you guys something. So give me just a minute while I pull up something. Okay, I want to make sure that it's the correct screen here. And is this it? No, this is it right here. So I noticed something the other day, and every time I go over something, hi Haley, good to see you, and Cassie, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Every time I go over the dispatch or the articles or anything like that, I always spot something different or new. And this, I was looking for something the other day, and this popped up, and it kind of sparked my attention. So this was on May 3rd, and it was around this time here, and they just talk about there was an update to the file, right? And just a piece of information in regards to pieces of clothing found near the 1267 Millbrook Road in New Gairloch. Now, you guys are probably wondering how far this area is from where Jack and Lilly disappeared, and it's around like 5 miles. I did a measurement from their home to this area, so it's not far. It's really not far at all, you guys. Hi, Golden Pearl. Thank you for being here. So let me get into this. I want to show you just a short video that I did, and it kind of will explain. Give me a sec. I want to pull it up for you. It will explain this a little bit better, and it'll show you where it's at in conjunction with where Jack and Lilly disappeared. 1 second. Is that large enough here? Okay. Let me do this and push play. I'm going to put on the closed caption so you guys can see that. Hello and welcome back to my channel. There's just something I want to show you guys that was mentioned on the dispatch for the search for Jack and Lilly. So this address, 1267 Millbrook Road in New Gairloch, it's about 5 miles away from where Jack and Lilly disappeared. Now, there was an update to the file, right, regarding this area. Just a piece of information in regards to pieces of clothing found near 1267 Millbrook Road in New Gairloch. It says, can you create a file and pass that to the local detachment? And it goes on to say, they can be linked to the other file of the local detachment. Just dispatch them. Regular call. 10-4. It's going to be the same detachment, but I will do that. So they also talk about pieces of clothing found, but I don't see anything else about it other than creating a file with the people. Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there for a second. So this is Jack and Lily's address right here, the 1407. And when I did the measurement, it's about 5 miles away, this house where they found clothing. Hi, Nova. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Susan, yeah, thank you. I sent out some memberships just a little while ago. I'm glad you received one. Hi, Peacemaker. Good to see you. And Pualu, thank you so much for becoming a member, hon. I appreciate you being here. It's always so good to see you. Thank you. And Diamond, good to see you, lady. Thank you for being here. Glad you can make it today. Yeah, Peacemaker, I've seen that. It's scary. Hi, Crime. Good to see you. So this would be like northeast. So give me just a second. Let me show you. I go back and forth. Pieces of clothing found here. So here's their house. This was very interesting to me as it's something new that I caught. Right. And around this time, it was on May 3rd, and okay, I'm going to pause it right there. So it's May 3rd, right? And we just looked at the dispatch. Hi, Darlene, good to see you. So yeah, that's fine, Cassie, go ahead. So this area here, I just caught this information on the dispatch, like I said, and I'm going on my own time and going to look on Google Earth, since it takes up so much power when you use Google Earth on the computer when you're live. And I don't want to cause issues when I'm live because it makes it really sluggish. So I'm going to do it, and I'm going to kind of like inspect the area, but I don't think that there's a road view by this house. I could be wrong though, because it looks like it's a dirt road, and usually Google doesn't do dirt roads because they're not out there on 4-wheelers, you know. Hi, Danique and Laura. Good to see all of you. Thank you so much for being here. But I just thought this was interesting. What do you guys think of this? There was really nothing else said other than they were updating the file with the articles of clothing found near this address. What do you guys think? So for instance, if you're driving from Jack and Lily's home, right, and you're going north towards Larrig Road, and then you would go left from that road and down to Millbrook Road from there. It was around, let's see here, it looks like, so it's later on at night that they actually found this. Here, I'm going to back it up some so you guys can see it. So this is New Gairloch, right? You have Larrig Road up right here. And this is the home where they found the articles of clothing. So I'm going to remove this real quick. Give me just a second. I'm going to pull back up the dispatch so you guys can take a look at it, what it says. And this was on May 3rd. What do you think about this? Do you think that nothing really shocks me anymore, Daphne? Yeah, right. I know, same here. So what do you think about this? Do you think something they found over here could be connected to Jack and Lilly? I don't know. I just found it to be interesting, in my opinion. So I know that they searched over there, obviously, because they spoke about it, right? Now, I want to take you and talk about, let me remove this. I'm going to pull up the document real quick. And hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Now, you remember in the document, they spoke about like pieces of clothing, and then they spoke about the blanket, right? And I don't think then clothes, they're too big. I don't know. They didn't say what size the clothes are or anything. They just said like articles of clothing. They didn't say if it was children's clothing or adult clothing or anything like that. But I want to go through a few of these real quick before we get into the new videos. Give me 1 second. So this is, okay. This was about the blanket that day, right? Oh, can everybody see this? Okay, so on May 5th at 11:07 a.m., this was a few days after Jack and Lilly went missing, they seized a blanket, right? They seized the blanket, and she compared it with the image of the blanket seized from the residence. She believed that they were pieces of the same blanket. So if you remember Daniel talking about how he had his brother like film him removing like the other piece of blanket out of the trash. Did you guys ever think that was strange? I thought it was. So this one piece of blanket was found on the railing, then somehow ended up in the tree, from my understanding. And I believe, like at first, I thought the blanket was found in the tree and then ended up on the railing, but it was backwards. Yes, it is all weird. I need to make an emoji that says weird on it, right? And filming it. Yes. Very, very strange. Like, who the hell films? Who the hell films somebody removing something from a trash bag? Like, that's just the weirdest freaking thing ever. I would love to see that video. I'd be laugh. So I just want to go through this, and we're going to listen to Logan talk about that blanket, and then we're going to move to the new interview. So, okay, give me 1 second. I promise this will all make sense. So they seized, on May 5th, they seized the blanket, and she compared it with the image of the blanket seized from the trash bag, right? From the one Daniel filmed himself. She believed they were pieces of the same blanket. Okay, and this corporal, she checked to confirm that it was the same blanket. She drove to the location where the blanket was seized, right? The other piece, and confirmed it was exactly 1 kilometer from where Jack and Lilly's residence was. Oops. Okay. Statements related to the pink blanket. It goes on to say, Haley said she is stepsisters with Malaya. So Lilly and Jack are her niece and nephew. Haley said Malaya had cut out her family members, and she had not seen Malaya or the kids in 2 years. It goes on to say that Haley saw the children were missing on Facebook after she got home from work on May 2nd, then went to Landsdowne to help search around 2 or 2:30. They all went home around 2 a.m. and then they came back Saturday to search as well. Haley said she went searching on Friday with her brother Hayden and Hayden's girlfriend Emily, which, when searching, they found a piece of a pink blanket on a tree with 2 bigger size shirts. Okay, so these two shirts are not the same articles of clothing that we were just previously talking about on the Millbrook Road. It's completely different. Completely different. Okay, and the 2 bigger size shirts were on the ground just below. Hayden took pictures. The blanket was at the end of a logging or ATV trail, which we've all seen that area. Haley described the blanket as hanging on a branch. It was like thrown or set there. Haley said she did not think anyone of them touched the blanket. She also believes the shirts were rags and didn't have anything to do with the blanket. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay. So Malaya confirmed the blanket belonged to Lilly. It was previously used to block a window, which we were told, and the other half was in the garbage bag, Haley thought. But she heard this from other people. Haley said the cops went to the area and took the blanket, the one that was found in the tree on the right, that was on the railing, and went to the tree. The canine came out and walked that trail. Okay. And then it goes on to say, Hayden said, which is Malaya's stepbrother, Hayden said Malaya is his sister, and Lilly and Jack are his niece and nephew. Hayden said he got a text saying the children were missing on May 2nd, 2025, so he went to Landsdowne to help. His grandmother, Patty, went with him. Hayden went with Haley and his girlfriend, Emily, to search. They drove around and Hayden saw a piece of fabric in a tree. He told his sister to stop so he could look at it. Hayden said it was a blanket on a branch. He said it looked like it could have blown there or something, or someone threw it there. He said the tree was small and bushy, more like an alder tree. He said the blanket was hanging 3 or 3.5 feet. off the ground and hung up like a bath towel. He described it as pink, fuzzy, like a girly blanket. It was located right on the shoulder of the main road at the corner. He said they went right back and got the police officers who came to look at it. The canine unit came and took the dog up the trail. Hayden said he took a photo of the blanket on Emily's phone and went back to show Malaya. Malaya said it might be Lily's, but she threw it out in the garbage, right? Hayden said he did not know what happened with the blanket after that. Hayden said there was also clothes on the ground, but they looked old and ripped up. Hayden said his grandmother called Darren, right? Which this doesn't have anything to do with the blanket. So we're gonna move on from that. Okay. So this is Hayden's girlfriend's statement about the blanket. So Emily said she is Hayden's girlfriend. They were staying at Patty's and she woke up to the phone call saying the children were missing. Can you guys all hear me? Sorry, it's a lot of reading, right? Thank you all for being here. Yeah, I would love to have that video of them filming the trash bag. Thank you all for being here. Okay, I'm almost done reading this, and then we're gonna go over to the video. So, where am I at here? Okay, so this is Emily, Hayden's girlfriend. This is her statement about the blanket. They went out there and started to help search, right? She went with Hayden and Haley in the woods. They drove around. They saw the kids' clothing hanging on a tree. They got out of the car and were looking at them. They didn't touch them because they thought it might be evidence. Emily said there were 2 shirts and a blanket. The blanket was hanging in the tree and the clothes were on the ground. Emily took photographs as soon as they got out of the car. They drove back and asked Malaya if the clothing belonged to the kids. Malaya said the blanket belonged to Lily, but the clothing did not. They then told the police, who went to investigate. Emily looked at the data from the photographs and saw they were taken on May 2nd at 3:24 p.m. And remember, like I was going by dispatch and I thought it was like around 3:45, so I was a little bit off there. Okay, so remove that. Can everybody hear me okay? Thanks, guys, for being here. Thank you. Okay, sorry, I was reading your, thanks, guys. Okay, let me get rid of this. And we're going to go back in time real quick. All right, pull this up. Give me 1 second. Let me figure out where the heck I'm at. Hold on. I did a timestamp so I would remember. Hold on. All right. Give me 1 sec. I just wish the computer would work a little bit quicker than it does. All right. Make sure the sound is up. All right. I think that should be good enough. All right. All right. Let's start from here. Now, this is Logan talking about the blanket. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys. Oh, have a good day, Miss Sherry. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
And it's not just to Cheryl, but if you if you think something.
I'm just gonna pause right here. So this is Susan from Hidden in the Fog. I'm gonna put her channel in the link. I appreciate her work. Hidden in the Fog. So credit goes to her. Sorry, I like to give credit where credit is due. Right here. Okay. There we go. All right. Oh, well, then it covers up the it covers up the thing. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to try to put a banner on real quick while this is playing, because I want you guys to be able to see the closed captions. All right.
Like you just said, well, I was told it was on. That's absolutely fine. And that's valid to say. Just make sure that you don't put across something as fact that you don't know as fact, but somebody told you, or something that you think. Just make sure you make that clarification so that everybody understands.
Right, yeah. Did I see it on the railing? No. Did I see it in the tree? Yes. Did I see it in the garbage? No.
No, but we, the cops know it was in the garbage. There's
no,
a whole video about it.
haven't
But-
asked about
yeah,
it,
exactly.
but yeah, no.
I seen it in the tree
did.
too. That's why I knew.
You what?
I said I was there when you found it in the tree. Like I was there 2 seconds after you guys found it.
Yes, yeah.
Logan, can
okay.
I ask you a question? Was the whole garbage bag taken?
I'm just going to stop it right there for a minute. So we were talking earlier in Shan's chat about this, and we're like, how does a blanket get from the railing to the tree, right? Well, we know that there was a helicopter close by, and this helicopter actually landed. It landed at that black house on the corner of Landsdowne Road and the 289. That's where it was stationed. So, which isn't too far away from where the blanket is. So, could it have been that maybe the rotor wash from this helicopter maybe got winded up right there when the helicopter was taking off or going to land and blew the blanket from the railing into the tree or something? It's just a possibility. That's all, right? It's just a thought. Because like how it got confusing, why I thought it went from the tree to the railing, but it was from the railing to the tree. So it was kind of like, so you know what I mean? So who knows? But I just thought that could be a possibility.
With the half of the blanket in the garbage bag that was torn open?
No, see when Daniel found out about the blanket in the tree, because he was in the woods before knowing about it, and he found out after Malaya left about it. He went out to the garbage because we all mentioned the blanket. So he went out. He goes, I put that blanket in the garbage. I'm going to say about a week ago because it was ripped. So him and I forget who else. I think it was his brother. Went out, videoed it all, opening up the garbage and like checking around, and you could see it. So like we called the cops right after that. Like the RCMPs came right out after that. But yeah, it was in the garbage. The RCMPs came out and collected it and all.
Oops, my mic was muted. So it's still so odd to me, right? It's such a strange thing. How, you know what I mean? Like this blanket, and you have Daniel having his brother film him, right? Taking the other piece out. And Daniel said that there was a hand ripped, right, in the trash bag. Like someone had crawled into this, what is about 4 foot by 5 foot trash box that sits at the end of the road, and just decided to crawl in the bottom of it and rip the bag open. It's just a weird thing to do, you know? Yeah.
The bag was still in the garbage bin, and the garbage bin was closed.
Okay. Just a clarification for somebody in chat. Logan Ann McKenzie is Daniel's first cousin, is very close to the family and lives, relatively close by. She has been on our chat previously. Cheryl, Christina, it's the first time she's been on my chat, and I welcome her. And she was, from what she says, she was there at the time of the search, and she is affiliated in some way or a friend or something to Malaya. Is that correct, Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay.
I've watched your lives a few times. I just haven't said anything.
Okay, Cheryl. Yeah, somebody in chat was just asking, they said, who are these people? Can you please clarify for us?
Okay.
Now, Logan, I did
Yes.
have a question.
Okay, I think that's it about the blanket. So it's it's just the strangest things, you guys. It's so very odd. All right, let me show you this real quick, and then we're gonna go to, okay, move this here. All right. So this is the part on dispatch about the blanket. Give me a sec. Let's see. Okay. So all the areas where they speak about the blanket, can everybody see that? All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you for being here. Yes, it was used to stop a draft on a door, right? So family has brought us to a location there, not far away. There's a partial piece of a blanket, which the mother says she believes it belongs to her daughter, Lily. It is just off the road here and off the UPU status. You'll see where. And it says, yeah, we just stopped to to Landsdowne Road off the 289, right? So this is right there where the helicopter was. And it talks about the article, and it says there's a couple other pieces of old clothing where they were talking about the two ripped up shirts, right? Pieces just torn like pieces of rag. But there's a piece on the side of the road. And here, see, it talks about the helicopter. And they talk about where they're at, and it says, yes, this blanket, yeah, it's on the floor. We're coming up to it there. Just make sure to leave it for us, right? All right, give me a sec. All right. All right. And this talks about the canine unit, right? This is Colchester based calling the canine unit tasked to investigate the blanket, right? And it goes on to say that the dog, he went towards the main road there, and the dog didn't get a track or anything like that. And Bravo 3, she used the blanket, right? So just wanted to show you guys that. All right. One sec. Thanks, guys, for being here. I got to go. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up this. I hope everybody's having a good day today. All right. Let's see. Give me 1 sec. I got to pull up. Where are you at? This is not the one I wanted. Okay. All right. Here we go. So let me make sure to put add in queue. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to blow it up so you guys can see it. Remove that. Okay. Goodness gracious. So many steps to do everything. Okay. Let me blow this up so you guys can see it, and I'll put on the closed captions for you guys.
Children with soft smiles, frozen in time. Now, just memories.
You wonder every day where they are.
The mother of missing children, Jack and Lilly Sullivan, Malaya Brooks Murray, has faced intense criticism online for staying quiet. But now, 9 months after the children disappeared, her inner circle is speaking out.
Her behavior to a lot of people may seem odd, but until you're in that situation, you really don't know how you would act.
Robinson says Brooks Murray hasn't been doing well. She's lost weight, taking it day by day and out of the public eye.
I guess if you know Malaya, that isn't out of the ordinary for her. That's just who she is. She was always quiet.
6-year-old Lily and 5-year-old Jack were reported missing from their home in rural Nova Scotia last May. It's a mystery that remains unsolved despite days of searches and an extensive investigation by RCMP Major Crimes. Brooks Murray's mother says the past 9 months have been torture. Cindy Murray didn't want to be interviewed on camera, but she told CBC the hardest part for her family is not knowing what happened.
It's just a nightmare. I can't describe it. It's mental torture to figure out, like, how come it's taking so long.
For 1.5 years, Brooks Murray lived with her common-law partner, Daniel Martel, in this home with Jack, Lily, and their baby daughter. As part of the investigation, police asked Brooks Murray and Martel about their relationship. Their statements are detailed in search warrant applications that were sought early on in the case. According to court documents, in the weeks before the children were reported missing, the couple had been fighting about money. An affidavit filed by RCMP to request a search warrant says Brooks Murray told police Martel would take her phone from her when she tried to call her mom, which would sometimes be physical and hurt. Martel told RCMP there was no physical violence. Robinson says the day the children went missing was the first time she saw where the family had been living. She was shocked.
Just the condition of the house. I mean, she had left because we weren't leaving her there.
On January 29th, Martel was charged with assault, sexual assault, and forcible confinement related to an adult complainant.
Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was muted. Thank you, guys, for being here. I appreciate all of you. And Christina, thank you for becoming a new member of the channel. We appreciate you for being here, and thank you. I wanted to tell you guys something. So this one thing, so Daniel said he had a 2-hour interrogation on the blanket, and this was in December, right? And I just want to kind of go through a little timeline with all of you, right? So we know that the human remains dogs came out in October. Then we know that in November, mid-November, we had Please Bring Me Home come out and search, correct? Then in December, we had Daniel go in for a blood, to get his blood drawn for he said it for the blanket, right? He said it, I believe it was about the blanket. But do you think they're just now going to take his blood for that blanket when they've had the blanket since like right after Jack and Lilly went missing? I just thought that was quite strange. Also something, I know I have the message somewhere. I remember Daniel saying that he denied that the blanket belonged. Let me see 1 second. Hold on. Okay, I have it right here. It says here, let me actually just show you guys this. I'll show it to you so you guys can see what I'm saying. Hold on 1 second. It says Martel confirmed that on Monday night, the Mountie showed him shirts, a blanket, and a water bottle found during the search near Gairloch Road. But he said none of the items belong to either child. Do you remember that? And do you remember, like, Daniel said something earlier on where I'm just going to remove this real quick, the video, give me a sec, where he said that he didn't want to say that the blanket belonged to Jack or Lilly because he didn't know if Malaya had put it there. Do you guys remember that, or am I crazy? Hey, Squid, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Do you guys remember that? Very strange. His DNA is expected to be on something in the house. Needed blood makes... Yes, exactly, Cass. Exactly. Yeah, I wish they could have got the cadavers earlier too. So I have this right here. You guys remember that? Yes? Okay. I know I must have that somewhere where he said he didn't want to admit about the blanket. Let's see. I was looking for it in my all my stuff here, but let's see. I know I have it somewhere. All right, and then I have another message from Daniel. It says, RCMP removed the blanket from the garbage. I made the call. So, hi, Leslie. Good to see you. You're not late, hon. I just thought that was just quite odd. Right. Why would he deny the blanket? Why? All right, give me a second. Let me add this back so you guys can watch it. And I have the closed captions on.
He has not responded to requests for comment on the charges, but in early January, he sat down for an interview with CBC. Martel says RCMP took a blood sample from him in December, and he says there was a box checked on the consent form that said no criminal involvement.
I've known for, since the start that I'm 100% innocent, but to see it visually with my own eyes, it was a big thing.
Cute.
Cindy Murray says RCMP don't provide many details, but as time ticks on, it's harder to be patient.
I hope that they're checking every avenue and doing as much as they possibly can.
The head of major crimes in Nova Scotia says it's not easy keeping his cards close to his chest, but they have to protect the investigation.
As far as I'm concerned, it's not going to be a cold case. This is a case that needs to be solved. So we will pursue every avenue available to us to ascertain what happened with Jack and Lilly.
Ali Thompson, CBC News, Halifax.
All right, one second. It's so, I love watching the videos of Jack and Lilly. It, and hearing their little laughs. Let's see. No one put those kids to bed Thursday night. Okay, guys, let me go to the next video. Give me 1 second. All right, is this the one? Hold on, I want to make sure that I got. Okay. I put them in queue. No, don't play yet. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm trying to find the video. Sorry. Now playing. Hold on. Which one did we just play? That was this one, right? No, this one is the one we need to play. Okay. Okay, pause. Okay. Come on. My computer is slower than a dinosaur. Okay, out of stage. Okay. All right, which tab do I need to open? This one? I'm going to put on closed captions.
What's she doing? She's just trying to take it
Closed captions. There we go. Oops, they were already on. All right.
day by day.
So Angeline, you've been friends with Malaya since childhood.
Yep.
And Cheryl, you're a friend, but also very close family as
Yeah.
well. Can you walk me through May 2nd when you learned they were missing?
I learned on a Facebook post. Me, my sister, and my friend were fishing, and I just happened to scroll Facebook, and I saw the post from the RCMP that Lilly and Jack were missing, and we decided we would go over and help look for them. Before we got there, we thought that they would have been found. These situations are usually resolved quickly.
How would you describe the scene that day?
Chaotic. It was very chaotic. It was busy. A lot of people, neighbors, friends, all kinds of different search and rescue. It was very stressful.
And that was your first time there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you walk me through when you learned about their disappearance? Where were you?
I was at work when I learned about it. The notification popped up on my phone. I don't think I looked at it right away because I didn't look too deep into it. But then my coworker at lunchtime, she brought it up and she started reading like the whole thing out loud. And when she said the two names, I was like, hold on, like, wait a minute. And I just grabbed my phone and called Malaya and I was like, are your kids missing? And she said yes. And she was very upset. Like you could tell through the phone that she had been crying about it.
Yeah, and you were working. Did you go there that day?
I didn't that day, no.
And Cheryl, I mean, for you, you were there. How was she doing that day?
There was a lot of ups and downs. I think herself, she thought that the kids were going to be found and that it was going to be resolved fairly quickly. And I don't think it really set in until later that night that, you know, something wasn't right.
And so the blanket that was found, were you there when that was found?
I wasn't there when the blanket was found, but I was taken to where the blanket was found, and it was still in the tree at that point when we had walked up.
Can you walk me through that? What was a blanket? What was the deal there?
It was just a piece of Lily's blanket. I guess it was used to cover a hole that was in like the window or door where cold air was coming in. And the piece that was in the blanket was hung over the back railing, and the other piece was thrown out after they were done using it. I think late spring. And then it was found in the tree a couple kilometers up the road.
What did you think about that?
I found it odd, very odd, that it would go from the house to the tree.
I'll ask about the boot print. So, Angeline, you've been fixated on this case and know the details. What do you make of the boot print that matches Lily's foot size and boot print?
Okay. I just want to pause it there for 1 second because so they just spoke about the blanket, and I just want to say thank you, everyone. If you're just now joining us, if I missed you, I appreciate all of you for being here. You guys are amazing for spending your afternoon with me. Thank you so much. And Angeline, right? I believe that's her name, Angeline. She seems like a really, really nice person, right? And she actually says in this clip that you guys are about to listen to exactly what I've been saying this whole time about the boot prints, right? It's just a cluster. There's nothing leading, there's no footprints leading up to this cluster or leading away. So it's not like they beamed down, right? And decided to just jump around and then beamed back up somewhere. It sounds like to me that's an area where like maybe they like had, when they were out searching, they had the other child or something, because you know that, excuse me, I'm going off on a tangent. So you know that the bus driver had, and I'm not saying it was the bus driver's children, but the bus driver's daughter was the one, I believe, that told him that Jack and Lily were missing. The bus driver's daughter is actually best friends, from my understanding, with Lily. So they're like the same age. Now, we know that the bus driver's wife was out there on a four-wheeler with a child, right? Around the same age, from my understanding. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me. And this child had to use the restroom. That's what was said. So it could have been that this was the bus driver in the area and they got off in that one location. Because why was that mentioned? Why was that actually mentioned, right, in the first place? Unless it has something to do with the boot prints found. But I'm going to continue the video, guys.
It was a clump of them. It wasn't like a trail leading up to like a set of footprints walking up anywheres. It was a clump.
Oh, so it was multiple footprints, not just one? Oh, okay.
Hi, Brian.
What's your impression of that, Cheryl?
Kind of the same as Angeline. When you find a cluster of footprints just in the middle of the road, you're kind of looking around wondering where the other footprints leading up to this cluster is, and there wasn't any.
And so these things, the blanket, the boot print, seem odd to you both.
Yeah.
So in terms of the RCMP investigation, Angeline, we'll start with you. What's your take on where that stands?
It's been slow. I don't know why it's been slow. Like, I don't know if it's because of the lack of evidence they might have, or if it's just because it's like a really peculiar case. I'm sure that's part of it. I'm just wondering that if they were able to step back and look at it from like maybe more of an abduction, like something more criminal, if they would make any more headway than what they have by viewing it as a missing persons case.
Do you?
So, from my understanding, hey Shan, good to see you, girl. So, from my understanding, keeping it as a missing persons case, they have more leeway, from my understanding. Okay, one second. Let me figure out how to turn this back on.
Believe it's criminal?
I think it's a possibility, and I do think that they should look into it so that it can be ruled completely off the table.
How would you describe the mood that day?
Say shenanigans. Hi, Al.
It was different. It was kind of odd, I guess. For the situation, I didn't really know what to expect. It was different.
How was it odd?
A lot of controversy, a lot of family issues, a lot of family dynamics. Like I said, it was my first time over there. Never met anybody over there. Just didn't feel very welcoming.
Do you want to speak to why you hadn't been over there?
Kind of lost touch with Malaya after she had moved over there. And I feel bad about not keeping in touch with her, but I didn't know how else to get a hold of her.
What were you surprised about when you got there?
The conditions that the kids were living in, things that we had learned through looking for the kids.
A lot of the speculation has been, why did Malaya and her family leave and not come back?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you'd like to say about why that decision was made?
She had left because we weren't leaving her there.
What concerned you the most?
Just the condition of the house. I mean, I know that not everybody has a fancy house, not everybody is rich, but there's things that you can do to improve your living conditions. Yeah, because she never grew up that way. Her mom always had a nice clean house, and her grandmother always had a nice clean house too, and that's how she was. That's what she was.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm very familiar with her too. Like, I'd be going over and she'd be like in the middle of like cleaning or doing some type of like chore for the day.
And so how are you supporting her now through this?
She has been here pretty much every day since the kids went missing. Yeah. We just try to help her and guide her in the right direction and give her the hope that the kids will be found.
Yeah, the support that she needs to like navigate it, either like emotionally or just us being there, like talking about what she could do and like how it might be like a benefit.
Yeah.
How is she doing?
Not great. I've noticed a significant decrease in her weight since the kids have gone missing. She's just trying to take it day by day.
Okay. And so how did the rest of that week go?
It was hard, especially the 6th day when they scaled back the search and gave the briefing that they did. It was hard to hear that, but we never gave up the hope of finding them. And we still don't.
And I understand there was a request for an Amber Alert.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
We had asked for an Amber Alert a few hours after the kids had went missing, and we were told that they were working on it. So they had to send it to their supervisor, whoever deals with the Amber Alerts, and it come back saying that it didn't meet the criteria because apparently you have to have like a suspect or reason to believe that they could have been abducted. So all we got was a vulnerable missing person alert, and it only went to PICTOU County, Antigonish, and Truro, I believe. So it didn't even go like Nova Scotia wide, just those 3 areas. So that was pretty disappointing.
So you were told there would be an Amber Alert
Yeah,
coming.
yeah, yeah. They said they were like we'd ask them every hour, and a lady would tell us that they were working on it, and yeah, and then we never got one. We were disappointed, but it also gave us reason to think that they thought they were in the woods and that they were going to be found, and that nobody took them.
And you've both been out there. We met at the volunteer search back in November. What were your impressions going back to the scene then?
I almost felt sick. We were hoping that we would be able to find them, to have some type of closure to the case. But being out there gave us a little more insight of the area, where it wasn't as busy that day as it was on May 2nd. So we were able to really look around and get a feel for, what the woods was really like.
And so leaving there, what did you feel?
We felt a lot of disappointment, but also a lot of relief. We didn't find them, so it gave us hope that they're still okay.
Did you leave there with the impression they weren't in the woods?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you go through the woods with the lens of 2 little children navigating that, and whether that would be possible?
We did, like the cliffs and the hills and the water, and the amount of times that we had fallen. A number of us fell. There was a few injuries throughout different teams. Yeah, it's hard to think that they could have navigated any further than a kilometer, really.
And so now that we're more than 8 months into this case, how is everyone doing with this?
It seems like it gets worse every day.
Frustration comes to mind, especially when you sit there and you kind of feel like your hands are tied, and how much that you can do. Like, how many times can you go out and search a woods? You feel limited on the types of things that you can do.
What keeps you up at night?
I feel like it's just trying to piece together like what happened. Because if maybe you could figure that out, then like you would know where they might be. But it's just the not knowing.
We don't really have any direction, so we're not sure which way to go. There's a lot of components to this case, and you worry about if you're missing something, or if you know something that's, little that could matter.
What's not adding up for you?
The whole case.
Anything in particular?
The different stories we've heard over the last several months. If you don't know what happened, then there shouldn't be any stories. It should be, I don't know. And yeah, that's very frustrating when you have so many different people telling so many different stories. It makes it hard to figure out what really happened.
Let's dive into that. So stories are being shared, lots of speculation online, particularly YouTube shows.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What's that been like?
The internet can be a great thing, but it also can be a really terrible thing. We have met some really great people through this whole tragedy, and we've also met some really mean, nasty people. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of theories, a lot of blame. Yeah, it's been really hard.
It's definitely toxic is the word to use, and frustrating. It can take away from the main point of the case. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I guess you don't know what little thing might come up on there that could actually benefit it.
How has it affected your life?
Probably in the fact that it's can be time consuming.
I've had people post my address online. I've had people sit across the road, take pictures of my house. Just a lot of nasty things. In the beginning, a lot of people blamed us for having the kids. A lot of people don't know the dynamics around the situation and know that we didn't speak to Malaya for almost 2 years prior to the kids going missing. We didn't know where she lived.
For you, Angeline, seeing your best friend going through this, what's that like for you?
It's definitely highlighted how seeing how her world has like turned upside down. It's where I look at the social media a lot. It's seeing the lack of like empathy, or like the lack of people wanting to be open-minded and understanding, and like constantly blame her. I find that's what really bothers me the most. But at the end of the day, like, they don't know her. I know her. I'm a stranger to them. Like, how are they going to trust my word? And
I'm gonna pause it right there. Did someone said their thing disappeared or something? I'm so confused. I was trying to read, but the chat is still going by fast. Miss Joyous, thank you so much for your 5 gifted memberships. I really appreciate you for being here and being a mod for me as well. You always work so hard. Thank you so much. And guys, I slowed down the chat because I know everybody's eyes were going crossed. So I hope that if it's still going by too fast, I could put it on like 45 seconds or something. Just let me know, guys. And if you received one of those gifted memberships from Miss Joyous, please tell her thank you. And we appreciate her. Yeah, let me know if Angel says my wrench keeps disappearing. Oh, I see it here, but I'm not looking in the other chat. I'll look in on my phone and see. I see it on the StreamYard chat. Yeah, Daphne, where is Maud's wrenches? I see them on my end. I'll look on my phone. Huh, that's weird. Yeah, I see it on you guys. You see it too? Huh. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. YouTube's been real strange lately, you guys. Like I'll go into even my own live chat and it says I'm not subscribed to my own channel. It makes no sense. But there's a few more minutes, like about 5 minutes left on here. We'll go through that, and then I have some stuff I got to show you.
have people who turn around and say, well, you think you might know someone. So it feels like a never-ending battle, and she's not a bad person. She's not a bad mom.
I guess if you know Malaya, you would know that that isn't out of the ordinary for her. That's just who she is. She was always quiet. She was never a confrontational person. She's like very shy. She only likes to talk to certain people. She doesn't like to broadcast herself. She's just, if you know her, then that's just the way she is. And I know that her behavior to a lot of people may seem odd, may seem different, and it may not be what a lot of people would do if their 2 kids were missing. But until you're in that situation, you really don't know how you would act. A lot of the speculation is towards Malaya, that Malaya knows where the kids are, that she had something to do with their disappearance. Some people have even gone as far as to say that she murdered them, or that they're on the reserve being hidden, which is absolutely insane. If people don't think that the RCMP haven't looked into that after 8 months, it's just beyond me.
And how does the intense spotlight internationally for this case contribute to that?
In some aspect, we think it's good because we want to keep them out there. We want people to see them, especially if somebody did take them and somebody just happens to see them and then sees that they're online, or if Jack and Lily are watching TV themselves and they see somebody and know that, you know, somebody's looking for them, that we're still looking.
Yeah. What would you like the public to know?
We'd like them to know that we're still looking for Jack and Lily, and just because we're not online broadcasting everything that we do doesn't mean that we're sitting behind the scenes not doing anything, because we've done our own searches. We've done posters, we've done, you know, a lot of things behind the scenes, but we don't feel the need to have to tell the internet and the public everything that we're doing to keep their name out there. We're not looking for the attention. We're trying to keep the focus on Jack and Lily.
As the 1-year anniversary hovers there, what's the goal going towards that?
To hopefully find them before that. A year is a long time, and it's hard to believe we're almost at that point. It's hard not knowing. It's hard to think that they possibly could be in the woods and that we may have missed them, or that somebody took them and we, you know, they could be anywheres after 8 months, or, you know, the possibility of somebody hurting them. It just, all those things you think about constantly.
Do you ever have a day when you think, okay, this must be what happened? Or
All
is
the
it
time, yeah. And then
does that change?
It does, yeah. You always see something new and you're like, oh, well, maybe this happened. And then you go back to square one, and yeah, we're almost at a dead end, basically.
But when it comes down to it, it's just not adding up.
No. It didn't from day one.
Gerald, what's making you tear up right now?
What did she say there?
It's just hard.
What was that?
See something new and you're like, oh, well, maybe this happened.
Sorry, I had to see what was
And then
that.
you go back to square one, and
What was
yeah,
that?
we're almost at a dead end, basically.
But when it comes down to it, it's just not adding up.
No. It didn't from day one.
Gerald, what's making you tear up right now?
Joe, what's making you two up right now? What was that? What is that, Joe? Oh, thank you, Nova. Oh my gosh, I heard it and I'm like, well, my brain isn't connecting. Okay, what's making you tear up right now? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I couldn't understand it. And I'm like, well, let me look at the closed captions. Yeah, guys, if you're on your phone and see a shield next to, that's the mods. I guess, hey, Shannon, thank you. Driving. I know, I was always driving earlier. Yeah, it's strange. For some reason, on the computer, it's showing wrenches. On the phone, it's showing shields for the mods. But same thing. Thanks, guys, for being here.
It's just hard.
You try to hold it together. How much of your day is spent holding it together? I mean, you're there with Malaya constantly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm at work, I'm okay.
You keep working to keep some level of normalcy.
Yeah. You have to.
What has this done to the family?
I feel like it's the only thing they think about.
Yeah.
Is when they'll have some kind of good news from the RCMP.
In an aspect, it's kind of brought everybody closer, and we all have one main focus, and it's to find Lilly and Jack and hopefully find answers as to what happened to them.
Okay, let me.
Framed photos of children with soft smiles.
We watched this one already, right? I know there was a couple of them. That's strange. So yeah, this is what it's doing. I'll just quick break for a minute. Do you see the shields on the phone? That's the shields. But on computer, it's showing wrenches. It must be something new that YouTube is doing. The two that we're talking was Cheryl and Angeline. So we already watched that one. I want to show you guys something real quick. Okay. So this is Daniel talking about the blanket. And guys, I always have so much stuff here. Yeah, I agree. Hi, Missy. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, hon. Okay, so I want to show you these. Oops, where are we at? Right here. Okay. Can everybody see that? Let me see. I don't want to freaking freeze. I always freeze when I'm on here. Give me a second. Let me make sure. Okay, so this is Daniel talking about the blanket. Oh, wait, is it Cheryl or Haley? Oh my God, yeah, Cheryl. There we go. It's okay. Joyce, I do the same thing all the time. I get them mixed up. Yeah, they're speaking for her. Hi, Trail Hiker. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So these right here, I'm just going to go through these real quick. So it says, this is Daniel. He said, who searched for 20 minutes and found it? So it's like he was blaming Malaya's family. We remember that, right? He's like, it doesn't fly to where the boot print was located 1,000 feet away. Come on. Who happened to stumble upon it? Right? Who happened to stumble upon it? Come on now. Like, seriously? It's just nuts, guys. And then it goes on to say, I'm the one that told media were seen the day before I released the blanket evidence, and still people think the worst. No, you denied the blanket because I just showed that. Didn't I just show you where he denied the blanket belonged to Jack and Lilly? Or am I losing my mind? Wait, give me a second. Didn't I just show you that? Hold on. This is from the media. Martel confirmed that on Monday night, the Mounties showed him shirts, a blanket, and a water bottle found during the search near Gairloch Road. But he said none of the items belonged to either child. What? All right. No. Goodness gracious. All right. Let me add this back here. Okay. So I am the one that told media was seen before I released the blanket evidence, and still people think the worst, right? Oh, goodness gracious. No. RCMP removed the blanket from the garbage. I made the call. I'm just going to read all the blanket stuff. Okay. This is where he talked about the old park, but the blanket part's down here. Mom's timeline talking about Janie is considered the gold standard. This is from Sonny's. The gold standard, you guys. I didn't know there was a gold or silver or platinum standard when it comes to timelines. Did you guys know that? Hi, Sammy. Good to see you. And my fingers aren't working either, Blue Jay. They're frozen for some reason. It's stinking cold. It says, Malaya said the timeline is off and investigators have the right one. Mom's is the same investigators have. When you say first, I said it wasn't the blanket, then it was. That's a miscommunication. Dude, you said that it didn't belong to Jack and Lilly. You said it didn't belong to Jack and Lilly. You even told the media. Oh my goodness. There was a there was 2 blankets. The tree one that grew wings and flew up the road. And then there was another one brought to my attention by Officer Carol Mason that was also a pink, but was not Lily's or Jack's. So that's the start of the second pink blanket. I still have not seen any kind of information about a second pink blanket, you guys. I haven't seen it in the dispatch. I haven't seen it in the documents I have not seen any talk about another pink blanket. Am I crazy? Didn't Hayden's girlfriend say the t-shirts and bottle were found? Yes. Yes, Nova. Yes. Absolutely. Guys, it's just mind melting. In my opinion, yes, Daphne, but if you knew you threw something away in the trash, why would he think it was belonging to his house for a quick minute? That's probably what he thought, and I'm not sticking for. Yeah, but wouldn't he know that it's the same blanket, though? Like, if he saw it? All right. I still remember that I sat on the bed. I gave Malaya a hug. Oh, no, that's not part of the blanket. Hold on. Okay, this right here. The other part of the blanket was seized, right, from Malaya and Daniel's house on May 4th at 9:09 p.m. It was located inside a trash bag at the end of the driveway. All right. On May 5th, the corporal showed up and seized the blanket, and she compared it with the image of the blanket seized from the residence, right? She believed they were pieces of the same blanket. And they checked to confirm it was the same blanket. She drove to the location where the blanket was seized. She confirmed it was exactly 1 kilometer, whatever, tomato from Jack and Lily's residence. Here's another one. The blanket site was searched multiple times. The pipeline where the footprint was found multiple times. The dogs also did the property here multiple times, multiple days. Now, I'm just going to read this. Goodness gracious, a lot of reading, you guys. I need like 2 pairs of freaking glasses. Yes, Cindy, thank you. Yes, that is the one that Belinda found. Yeah, and that's what he said too, that he had thrown the blanket away because he said mom said not to fill the trash bag too heavy. In the documents, it says Malaya threw the piece away. So it's like, it would make one think that there was 2 pieces of the same blanket being thrown away in the trash. So it's just really confusing. Oh, goodness. Jamie is a full standard than our platinum. I think people have to remember the piece found in the tree was hanging on the back doorstep, not in the garbage, as Daniel states. That's another. Oh, very interesting, Nova. Thank you. So Daniel made that whole thing up, and Logan, because we just listened to that about filming. They were filming him, or Justin was filming him or something, removing it from the garbage bag. Remember that? Okay, so this, I'm just going to read this to you guys. I have a few more to show you. This is Daniel on November 17th. So this was like a day or 2 after Please Bring Me Home went and searched. This is a month after the human remains dogs went on the property. He says, I want to make this fully known. Don't downplay the intentions I have towards finding them safely, talking about Jack and Lilly. I talk openly without recourse. If you don't approve, just read. I've delivered everything ongoing to the public. Excuse me. In the means of finding them. I am the one that asked for the polygraph exams first. I don't know. I gave investigators my phone and said, take it. Oh, he meant to say I threw investigators my phone and said to take it. Wow. I released the pink blanket to the public. No, you first said that it didn't belong to Jack and Lilly. And then you said something of the matter of the fact that you didn't want to say it belonged to Jack or Lilly because you didn't know if Malaya had put it there. I remember that. And he goes on to say, I released that me and the family were seen on CCTV the day prior. Okay, talking about the Dollarama. I released my polygraph results. I still continue to inform the public. The perspective is one to choose. I do these interviews and talk openly because there is no other choice. I do it for Lilly and Jack because I should. If you look closely, it's either me or Belinda raising the awareness, no others. They don't have the willpower to stand up and raise awareness for what we all want. Reputation means nothing. There's nothing left. My life has been on full display for the world to either support or commence destruction. But by attacking me, you're attacking the closest voice they have. I seek the truth just like everyone else in this group. If you support me, you support finding Lilly and Jack. So if we don't support Daniel, he's saying we don't support finding Lilly and Jack. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, send you the same blanket, one piece on the railing, the other piece in the garbage. Thank you, Miss Nova, for explaining that. I just think that we've all been kind of confused with the blanket. I know I have, at least. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you guys, but I know I've sure have been confused about this blanket. And there shouldn't be anything confusing about it, right? There shouldn't. He goes, don't attack individuals that support because they have different perspectives than your own. It's foolish and arrogant, which I am sometimes. I admit that sometimes. Everyone has a big heart and we all want the same outcome. And that's to find Lilly and Jack safely so they can return to a normal life. Something simple, such as going to the playground or going out for ice cream or even playing with other children, might seem normal. But I'm guessing they are not obtaining those luxuries. I'm not aware of the location, but I think we all know they are not running freely or simply enjoying kid things. Support or attack the goal from the beginning. It's fine, Lilly and Jack. Where does this come from? Thank you, Miss Nova. Where does this come from? Like, I don't understand. They know there was some family, right? Somewhere in the universe. And he knows so much that they're not being treated fairly. They don't have these luxuries, right? I'm not aware of the location. Are you aware of the people that have them? I mean, I don't understand. If it was true, wouldn't the RCMP had went and got Lilly and Jack from this location? I'm not sure. Okay, so let me go to the next one. Goodness. Oh, this is when he was yelling to Haley. Where's the blanket part in this one? Hold on. I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, he talks about the human remains dog search area. So the human remains dog searched the blanket site, the pipeline areas between the property. Okay. And here we go again. Here it is where it says Martel confirmed on Monday night the Mounties showed him shirts, a blanket, and a water bottle found during the search. But he said none of the items belonged to either child. And I'm going to read this to you guys. As for the police investigation, Martel said he recently signed a consent form and submitted a blood sample. So this was in December to the RCMP for genetic analysis. I watched investigators check the box for myself, indicating no criminal involvement, he said. So I have no criminal involvement, and that it was my very first time seeing that in writing. Search warrants and the applications needed to obtain them are supposed to be made public after they have been executed, with some exceptions. But in this case, the RCMP have argued that certain information must remain private as the police investigation continues. He goes on to say, despite several extensive ground search and air searches, including a search in October using cadaver dogs, Few clues have been detected to indicate what happened to Lilly and Jack after they left their home. In July, the Mounties said they were conducting forensic testing on a pink blanket found during a search of a heavily wooded areas near the family's home. At the time, police said that family members had confirmed the blanket belonged to Lilly. So in July, they conducted the forensic testing of this pink blanket. So 6 months later, they want his blood for that blanket? What do you guys think? Or do you think it was for a different article that was found by the cadaver dogs, or Please Bring Me Home? I want to know, do you put a 1 in the chat if you think Daniel's blood was taken in December, 6 months later, after RCMP ran forensic testing on the pink blanket, if his blood was drawn for the pink blanket? If you think that his blood was drawn for something else other than the pink blanket, put 2. Yes, if blankets can talk, Missy. Isn't that damn right? 1, just guessing. Okay. 2, okay. I'm just seeing like what page everybody's on. 1 and 2. Yeah, 1. Okay. 2. Okay. 2, something else. Okay. Yeah, I feel, I don't know how long it takes their behavioral science, their forensic testing to complete there. Do you think it takes 6 months to check something and find something on there? Or do you think something new was found maybe in October when the cadaver dogs came and they tested that, and that's why his blood was given? See all the above. There you go, Cassie. There you go. The dogs. Okay. Thanks, Brian. All right. Yeah. 2 as well. All right. So we're all kind of, for this charge, January 26th. Yeah. Yeah, I think it has something to do absolutely with the charge on January 26th, excuse me. Blanket and bath mat. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are so funny. All right. So where am I at? Shoot. Okay, I'm just going to finish this and we get a couple more I want to show you. If I remember where I'm at here. Okay. In August, the Mounties released a search warrant documents indicating that the family members had found the blanket in a tree on Landsdowne Station Road, which was Landsdowne Road, right? Which we were told Landsdowne Road, on May 2nd, and it's a kilometer from the family home. Police later dispatched a tracking dog to the area, but the animal was unable to pick up a scent per the documents, right? But on May 4th, police found another piece of a blanket inside of a trash bag at the end of the driveway of the children's home. Found another piece of the blanket. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, that one's close to the bottom. During the interview Thursday, Martel said the blood sample he submitted would be used to test something on a blanket, but he did not provide details. He said a blanket, but it looked like the blue blanket didn't have anything on it. Miss Belinda said that it looked like it was new, like it was clean. It had just been washed. Crime, thank you so much for your super sticker, dear. I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Oh, Melissa, you're welcome, dear. I like your little bee thumbnail. It's cute. Thanks, sweetie. Likely 6 months. Okay, thank you, Brian. Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't realize how long it took. So nobody claimed the bath mat. The clothing was someone's child. Absolutely, Dodie. So Brad said that the shirt, right? The shirt and the blanket belonged to his family. And the bath mat was not his, but it was all rolled up into like what looked like a baby laying on the side of the road, which was creepy in itself, right? All right, so I keep clicking on the wrong one. All right, this one is done. Now here's another one. This might be actually the same. Hold on. Okay. Did I read this one yet? So tired. Okay. Yeah, so this was talking about the blanket was located in the trash bag at the end of the driveway. And she compared it with the image. I think we read this one. Believed they were the same. Okay. She believed they were the pieces of the same blanket. So the one found on Landsdowne Road and the one in the trash, same thing. She confirmed it was exactly, from the residents. So 2-hour interrogation on the blanket, Daniel said. Whew, it's a lot of reading, you guys. All right, give me 1 second. Now, I want to talk about the boot prints. Let's get off the damn blanket for a little bit, right? And yes, if blankets could talk. If blankets could freaking talk, I'm telling you. All right. I want to, oops, here, let me cancel that. I want to show you guys something real quick. All right. We are going to go back to the boot prints. And I know this has been another weird, I'm going to keep saying it, weird thing that's going on with the boot prints, right? The blanket and the boot prints, just all freaking weird. And I'm making a new weird emoji tonight so we can all use. Basically, there was the clumps on the pipeline, right? The cluster, Nova. And then we had Janie tell us about the one boot print in the driveway. And she was like the only one to say there was one boot print in the driveway. And then Daniel early on said there was two boot prints 10 feet in the backyard, which nothing else was ever confirmed with that. So this is just, oh, goodness gracious. So this is Janie talking about the boot print. And then she said the dogs got a track at the very end of the driveway, which that was never confirmed by the Mounties. It wasn't. It was never confirmed or denied by the Mounties. Still till today, 9 months later, never confirmed. Oh, hi, Pam. Good to see you. I hope you're okay. Oh, goodness gracious. So let's do this here. I know you guys are probably not going to want. I want to do something real quick. Give me a sec, guys. Let me just put that on there for a sec and go here. My computer is so stinking slow. Come on, let's go. All right. Okay. 1 sec. Let me pull this up. Let me clear that out of the queue. Close player. All right. And we're going to go over here and listen to this. Oops. Goodness. I wish StreamYard would make things a little easier. There we go. Okay. Click, 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 click. Okay. She said there was a cluster, which I think were planted. You know, I thought that they maybe were planted, but now I'm thinking it was a child, because we heard that there was multiple children out there, right, guys? And one was let off of the four-wheeler to use the bathroom. And why was that even mentioned to us about the child getting off of the four-wheeler to use the bathroom, unless they were trying to say, yeah, my child got off to use the bathroom while we were out searching for Jack and Lilly, probably to say that that might be where they were let off to use the bathroom. I don't know. I'm just winging it, you know. If they were planted, where were the prints of the exactly, Damien, exactly. You know, or I think it's just somebody that got off an ATV or something, but I could be wrong. I totally could be wrong. They are out there, right? But you did have other children out there with their parents looking for Jack and Lilly, from what I've been told anyways. I did say one time, like, well, if they're planted, maybe someone just bent over and planted boot prints. But then it's like, I don't know, that's strange too. Now, we know the boot prints were found in like around the areas where Janie's ex lives, her ex-husband, and her brothers, I believe. Okay, sorry guys, the chat is still moving fast. Okay, let me pull this up. I just want to go over this some more. These questions. Yeah, no, I agree, Damien. I absolutely agree. Yeah, they were Lilly's size and brand. They sure were. They sure were. Now, why I say that it might be, why it might be the bus driver's child is because Lilly is best friends with the bus driver's daughter. Was the bus driver's daughter out there on the four-wheeler? We know one of the children were. And does her best friend have the same boots? They're the same age. So do they wear the same size boots? That's just questions I have, right? It's just some questions I have. That's all. This case has so many unanswered questions. I hope the RCMP are holding. Yeah, I agree, Damien. So many questions. Oh, goodness. Okay, give me a second. I just want to play this. But whatever happened to the two blueprints 10 feet in the backyard? Whatever happened to the one Janie said? Those, you know what I mean? All right, let me put this on closed captions so you guys can. Oh, so this is all Daniel Martel's interviews except for the last few, right? In chronological orders from day 1 to day 42 of Lilly and Jack Sullivan's disappearance. Okay, so
last few days are very stressful. I mean, ever since Friday morning when we noticed that the children were gone. Immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as I could, and waited for the police to get there. And as soon as I noticed they weren't there, I immediately jumped right in the vehicle and surveyed all the area, every dirt road, every culvert that I could find. As soon as I seen they were missing, I jumped right in the vehicle and I did every dirt road and searched every culvert. The very first day I wasn't around very much because I was just searching. I was running into the woods, screaming their name till my throat hurt. Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that. But Lilly loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, bugs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister. And Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that. But Lilly loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, bugs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister. You know, they took their boots. That's pink boots for Lilly, blue boots for Jack with dinosaurs on them. Lilly had her backpack with white, and it was white, with strawberries on it. I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't see them carrying their backpack. I don't see them keeping a pull-up on for that long after it got soaked from the very first day. We only found the 2 boot tracks outside of the house.
Whereabouts?
Okay, so we only found the 2 boot prints. Now, we got to remember, right? This wasn't when they did the first interview. When did they do the first interview with Daniel out in the rain? Was that the first day or the second day? Does anybody remember? Hey, Squid. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Okay. Does anybody remember? Hey, Crazy Buck. Good to see you. Yep, they got no scent from the boot print or blanket. Do you guys remember when Daniel did the first interview out in the rain? Second day? Thank you, Robin. I think it is too, the second day. Yeah. You believe it was the first, Nova? Okay. But this interview here, right? Okay. what I'm trying to find out, this interview right here where he's wearing this tap out shirt, which day was this? Because if you remember correctly, they found the boot prints on the pipeline on the night of the 2nd, going into the 3rd, May 3rd. No. The one where he's out of breath. This one right here, where he's talking about the boot prints in the backyard. No, you guys are probably correct. 2nd day. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this had to been the 3rd or 4th day. So timings, I'm trying to connect it. So this interview, he would have known about the ones on the pipeline, right? Cindy, the ones on the driveway where Daniel says that the dog got a scent from, the RCMP would never confirm or deny that. They wouldn't. Yeah, we spoke about that. Squid, you and I were like emailing each other about it not too long ago. They would never confirm or deny that, and I can find that email too in a moment. But listen to what he says.
Raby said that's probably 10 feet away from the backyard.
In the backyard, okay.
Nothing new, other than the helicopters are still in the air, and they had dogs. They took around the dogs today, and as of last night, they had 8 more drones going up with infrared. I urge the public to come out if you have anything, come out as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. We were searching. We covered everywhere possible. Even in the first day, we did. Even with me running through the woods, I was ahead of the helicopters and ahead of the drones and stuff like that. Screaming as loud as I can, until my throat hurt. Running through water that was up to my waist. And as soon as I got back, I wasn't allowed back in the woods until a man dressed in a military outfit said I could go back into the woods. I hate being wet and cold. So they immediately would have came right back into the house. The only 2 prints are right beside the house facing the road, and then that's it. Just waiting and waiting and waiting for them to come home. Hardly any evidence at all since the first day. It's mind-boggling that nothing else was found. The last of RCMP in the area that I've seen, they were at Landsdowne Lake, and they told me that they scoured the lake, divers, and sonared the lake, and there's no evidence at all. If they were in this area, would have found them. My family's still searching.
You said they're flying in someone to do a polygraph test. Is that on you?
That's not just on me, but on everyone. That's what I asked for. I asked for that so early on, and there's not many places that do it in Canada, so they're flying somebody in.
Why do you think you need to do that? Do you think they don't believe you?
I think their side of the family doesn't believe me, and I just want to clear it up for everyone. Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations and everything else.
Okay. I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm gonna take you over to something. Hold on, I missed something. Oh, thank you, Miss Missy. Okay, somebody said something, and I'm trying to find it. Hi, Blue Eyes, good to see you. Who? Oh my gosh, I know that Diamonds just asked me something. Now I'm trying to find it. Daphne, did Jack wear a pull-up to school? How would Daniel know he had a pull-up on when he left the house if he didn't always wear them? I guess maybe just insinuating that he had one on because of sleeping in one, maybe? But I'm not sure. Yeah, good question. Good question. Hi, YouTuber. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right, let me take you here. All right, let me remove this. I'm going to take you this. So this we visited the other, well, a couple weeks ago. Give me, oh my gosh. I got to get ad blocker. I got to get an ad blocker because I cannot deal with these ads popping up. Okay, so I'm just going to read this article to you. So this is the one with the bus driver, right? And it talks about the scent to the driveway. And Squid knows about this because we were reading this the other day. So I'm just going to read this whole article to you. And it goes into, because remember, Daniel said that he just said it in you know what I mean? Well, he didn't say, he talked about the boot prints 10 feet in the backyard, right? But Janie said that there was the one boot print, and then Daniel said that the dogs got a scent to the end of the driveway. So I'm going to read this article to clear up some stuff. Its disappearance of 2 children has rocked Nova Scotia community. This was updated on May 9th, 2025. So this is Brian Ward. Okay. I was looking at the numbers. There was no numbers up here though. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So it goes on to say every day this week, the children aboard the big yellow school bus peered out the window as they passed the white trailer on the side of Gairloch Road. Have they found Jack and Lilly yet? They asked the bus driver, Brian Ward, every afternoon. Not yet, Mr. Ward said. He told the children. The police are doing everything they can. Lilly and Jack's seat in the front to the right has sat empty with their names still taped above it since April 29th, when Mr. Ward last dropped them off at the end of their dirt driveway after school. Okay, and there's their school and there's where they live. It shows a picture of Landsdowne Lake, Jack and Lily's home, right? Where the search and rescue was, and Landsdowne Road, all that. It goes on to say the case of missing siblings, 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, who were disappeared from their home without a trace nearly, 9 months ago now, has rocked the sparsely populated community of Landsdowne, northeast of Halifax and PICTOU County. I'm devastated. I'm absolutely devastated, said Mr. Ward, whose children, Nicholas Carr, 4, who is same age as Jack, right? And Troy Carr, 7, are friends with Lilly and Jack and often sat with them on the bus ride, which is around the same age as Lilly. I think I'm saying that the name right. Often sat with them on the school bus ride home from school. I can't even sleep at night. And it shows a picture of their little fort, Jack and Lily's fort. On Wednesday, RCMP called off the search and rescue teams who had been scouring the thick woods for 6 days, saying it's unlikely that the 2 missing children in Nova Scotia are still alive. Now police are saying they are zeroing in on smaller, specific search areas and investigating possible criminal elements. On Thursday, major crime investigators arrived at the rundown mobile home to speak to Daniel, 33, who has described himself to the Globe and Mail as the children's stepfather. They were there to ask for electronic devices to help coordinate timelines, right? He told the Globe. Earlier that day, an RCMP helicopter flew over, scanning the family property, which backs to the dense forest. The RCMP have defended their decision not to issue an Amber Alert. They have defended their decision not to issue an Amber Alert in the case, arguing the investigation didn't meet the criteria, which includes the belief that a child has been abducted or is in grave danger. The Mounties also declined to discuss right here. The Mounties also declined to discuss the stepfather's claim that divers were called in Thursday to search nearby Landsdowne Lake or confirm a report that tracking dogs had followed the kids' scent to the end of the family's driveway. I have a question. Hi, Ange. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I have a question. I don't know if Nova is still in here. Oh, thank you, Peacemaker, for being here, hon. I appreciate you. You have a good day. Yeah, we're live, Universal. We're live. I have a question for Nova if she's in here. No, I totally forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Okay. I have heard that I almost fell out of my chair. Hi, Canadian Cookie. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I have heard that she's still in here. Thank you, Miss Joyous. That they used underwater, like drones or something to search the lakes? That they didn't use actual humans? Or is that wrong? So did they just use underwater drones, if that makes sense, instead of Damien might know as well? Or did they use an actual human being? That's the question I have. I'm going to read this and I'll come back to chat. So it goes on to say, to ensure the integrity of the investigation, no further details will be released at this time. The RCMP spokesperson Allison Gerard said, both kids attend Salt Springs Elementary, a small rural school about 20-minute bus ride from their home, which serves about 86 children from communities across southern PICTOU County. The school has been provided with psychologists, counselors, and other school board staff to help staff members and students with any questions, providing calm coping strategies during this time. Okay, I'm going to read this part here. It says, Mr. Ward said he headed into the woods on his ATV to look for Lilly and Jack as soon as he heard the children had been reported missing on the morning of May 2nd. Have said that they believe the children wandered away from the home. Now, did Mr. Ward have one of his children on the ATV? Because we heard that. You didn't hear that, Nova? Okay. I'm going to look into that. Sonar maybe, Robin. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, Damien was here. I don't know if he left or not. Hold on one second. Are you leaving, Miss Joyous? It's noon and I gotta go. Thank you so much, Joyous, for being here. I appreciate you. You have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day, hon. Thank you so much. We remember that we were told that the bus driver's wife was on an ATV. And one of the children were with her on that ATV, right? Wasn't it the bus driver's wife? Hey, Mike, good to see you. What is going on? All these pop-ups. If the mother was just irresponsible, maybe dealing with postpartum. Yeah, I don't know. One pond never got checked. Yeah, that's what I heard too. I don't know if it was revisited later on, though. I hear his wife had a kid on an ATV and stopped to get off to pee. Yes, Cassandra. Yes, that's what I heard as well. Yes. Okay. Yeah, guys, give me 1 second. Let me go through this, and then we're gonna, because I think it's very important, this article. Okay, what did I miss here? Okay, so Mr. Ward was on his ATV to go look for Jack and Lilly. Did he bring one of the children with him? One of Jack and Lily's friends with him? And then his wife took the other child? Okay, he says he described Jack and Lilly as full of life, always smiling and laughing. Lilly would let out these high-pitched squeals if he said, I'd get after her all the time for it, or all the time. Lilly, you can't be doing that. He also described her as a bit of a drama queen. If she had a sore foot, she said her foot was broken, he said with a laugh. Jack sometimes fell asleep on the way home from school, but more often than not, he was chatty. He'd say, bus driver, hey, bus driver, Mr. Ward recalled. He goes on to say, if he was trying to talk to you and couldn't get your attention, the little booger would take his boot off and throw it at you. Jack is famous for throwing his boots at me. Inside the family's trailer, paintings and awards hang in the small, well-worn kitchen. And one piece of art, Lilly says her mom makes cupcakes, plays with toys, and watches movies. I love my mom. She wrote neatly in pencil. There's also a red painting by Jack of an insect. Family members have said he loves to dig for worms and turn over pieces of wood to look for bugs. There's their photos. Okay. Let me read this to you guys. So along the densely wooded section of Gairloch Road with no immediate neighbors, the only traffic is usually logging trucks. The children's mother, Malaya, and Mr. Martell moved into the home about 2 years ago. She left on the weekend with her and Martell's 16-month-old daughter to be with her mother and hasn't returned. Malaya, you know, so I don't think it mentions anything else about, give me a second, the boot prints or anything in here. So I'm going to go to this video. Hold on. Oh, it does talk about this person here. So Madison Spears, a neighbor who lives a kilometer up the road, grew up with Martell, said her 3-year-old daughter has attended birthday parties with Lilly and Jack. She has said she's heartbroken that no trace of the children has turned up. Okay, so that article's done. Give me a second. I'm trying not to make this too long. I know we're going on 2 hours. I appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Yeah, I have, Cassandra. I have absolutely looked that up. It's terrifying. But I heard he can't come, but, you know, that's, he can't come, but yet, you know, hold on one second. Okay, my fingers are frozen. Oh, give me a second. Hi, Andrea. Good to see you. If you blame them, I wonder if it's because you had the same size. Huh. Yes. Okay. So we're going to go over to that. Give me a second. I just thought it was, you know, and the RCMP still, they still have not come out with that yet. How do I get to the next one in the playlist? Hold on. God, I hate this thing here. So, there we go. Okay, so he spoke about the 2 boot prints and the 10 feet in the backyard, right? And then, oh my goodness, come on. Where did it go? I just had it. Now I can't find it. All right, here it is. Okay, give me a sec, guys. You're probably going to hate me for this, but I apologize. Okay, we make this where it's blown up.
Came out of.
Mm-hmm. Frozen? Yeah. Sorry, guys. Computer's gonna blow up.
It's the morning of May 2nd. Take me through what happened.
Okay, I was up at 6 o'clock, sat in there and had my tea. And then on Facebook, 7 o'clock, I get up, come over here, fed my chickens.
One chicken.
My brother, Ron, called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town with him. And I said, no. I said, I'm staying home. I said, I'm going back to bed. Okay, I went.
That's another thing too, right? So we heard, yeah, guys, sorry. I try to put, it's StreamYard in my old computer. That's what it is. So we were told that Janie was up at 6, right? And then there was something along the way where we were told that her brother called her at like 6:24 or something like that. But I don't think she answered the phone there or did something, right? And then she spoke to him on the phone at the 8, around the 8 o'clock time. So, or 8:38 or 8:48 or something. She just said it.
I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking and the kids were out in the yard. Now, you can see there's 2 swings where the kids play. My bedroom is right there. I heard the kids. This is where the kids' swings are. This is where they always played.
And so that's where
I heard them. And I can hear everything in that trailer. If two kids get out of a fence, and Jack and Lily are all the time yelling, especially Lily, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go, Jackie. It's all I hear out here. When the kids get out of the fence and come out through here, I would have heard them yelling, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go. I didn't hear anything. The next thing I heard is I heard Daniel yelling. He was yelling for Jack and Lily. I didn't get up because I thought he was yelling for Jack and Lily in the house. So the next thing you know, I came out of the trailer after I heard Daniel, about, I'd say 10 minutes after I heard him, I come out of the trailer. I opened up the door, was standing here. Malaya was standing.
Remember in her voice messages, she said she confronted Malaya. Yeah, she is annoyed, it seems like. DJs, I put it in the chat, honey. Somewhere. Right here. If you need to send me an email, hon. Remember she said she confronted Malaya. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you, honey. Why would you confront her? Why were you confronting her? That's just...
Right here. With Meadow on her hip. And I come out. And I said, what's up? She said, Jack and Lily are missing. I said, how long? She said, about 20 minutes. I closed the door, got my boots on, came out here, ran up in the woods. Just right up here. The kids have a little fort that they made out of sticks and fir branches. And that's where they go. You can see them and hear them. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that tree falls and bushes. I did this whole area. There's an old road up back. When I got up to the end, to the top of the hill, I met Daniel. And I said to him, I said, did you find them? He said, no. He said, you coming with me? I said, no. I said, I'm going to search this area. Because when she told me the kids were missing, you automatically think they went into the woods. That was my first instinct. So I went up and I did this whole area, this whole wooded area, right up to the top of the dirt road, came back down here and came back down the side of the road, come back down here and came back up the same spot. I went back into the house. By the time the cops were here, I don't know exactly what time, I didn't take my phone. The cops were here. There was a bench sitting here, or a sawhorse, it's over there, was sitting here. I was sitting on it, bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids. Because if I would have got up, this wouldn't have never happened. Okay? That's why I was crying.
We've heard a lot about the patio door.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go see that.
Sure.
So this is the patio door.
This is the patio door.
That Jack and Lily would have.
That Jack and Lily came out of.
And so tell us why we've heard about the patio door.
Because everybody's saying on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok that the patio door makes a noise. And why they didn't hear the door open. The bedroom is back there. Okay?
That far window.
The last window is the bedroom.
And so they would have come out this door.
They would have come out this
that
door.
Morning.
Yes.
And then they went and played on the swing set.
Yes.
And that's when you heard them.
That's when I heard them. Right here in this area here. I plan on putting a pool up this year for the kids.
And that area is where the only boot print that was found. Isn't that strange? Oh, Cecilia, when Thank you for being a member of the channel, neighbor. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. I hope the weather, we have sun today. Isn't that nice? Thank you, honey, for being here. I appreciate you becoming a member. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, I agree, Canadian Cookie. That door is not silent, in my opinion. Not silent at all. It seems like it would rattle their entire trailer, you guys.
Level ground for a pool. That's what I was doing. I was leveling out the ground to set up a pool.
And this is the Thursday.
Hi, Spill.
This
Good to
is
see
Thursday.
you.
Right. Friday, all the investigators, search and rescue and everything. Right around here was where they found the only footprint.
This is where the boot.
This is where I was raking that night. That's where the boot print was found, in the mud where I was raking.
I thought there was two.
Oops. Sorry, guys.
Boot prints
There was
that-
supposed to be a footprint found away up on the pipeline.
Right.
Malaya sent me the picture of it. That's all I know. There was a footprint found.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the
Mhm.
footprint was here. The only one that they can confirm that was Lilly and Jack's was right here.
So it was child size.
Yes, a man, one of the investigators came in here and was measuring it all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here.
But we've never heard anything else about that. So we just heard Daniel say, raking, yeah. So we just heard Daniel say 2 feet, right? 2 feet in the back, or 10 feet, excuse me, I apologize. 10 feet in the backyard that they found the boot prints. And then Janie just said the one in the driveway, but we never heard anything at all about that. Roseanne, thank you so much for your super sticker, honey. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate all of you for being here. Seriously, thank you for spending your afternoon with me. You guys rock. Seriously. I know I have a lot of time, a lot of stuff to show you, right? Squid said, all of us Marytimers start prepping to get our pool set up come May 1st. Seriously? It's still cold in New York on May 1st. Like sometimes it even snows in May. It pisses me off, but it does, right? Janie's hearing loss, obviously. Yeah, I agree. I think she does too. Crazy Buck. I agree. Yeah, thank you, Roseanne. I appreciate you, hon. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I knew it was a joke, Squid. I was like, there ain't no friggin' way. Like, I remember it like snowed a few years back. Or maybe a little bit more, maybe like 5 years. I mean, it does, though. It snows in May. Sometimes drives me insane. All right, I'm going to remove this. And then I'm going to take you over here. Now, I have these time stamped, right? So we don't have to. All right, how am I going to do this? Okay, let me blow this. I have the.
Like her. And have a backpack. I was crying.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there for a minute.
Corrected myself, and I said I wasn't sure what time.
Stop. Okay, geez. Oh, thank you, Cecilia. Yeah, it is. It's actually an AI version of her that I put on there. Thank you. But she looks just like it, though. So these are Janie's voice clips, and I have, okay, at 2 hours and 8 minutes, she's going to talk about the boot. Okay, give me a second. Let me move it to 2 hours and 8 minutes. So we're not, or at least close to. Give me a sec. All right.
And I'd like to say something else. And for all the people that are driving by, taking pictures of my property and taking pictures to see that what we're doing in the yard, I'm going to let you guys know I am scared of being in my own place because I stick mostly to my RV and my backyard because I never know that when somebody's going to blame us for what's going on, or blame me, I should say, I am scared to death.
That can't be right. Hold on.
That's what I am scared.
Hold on. That can't be right. Hold on one second. I have the transcripts. Give me a sec, guys. Let me look real quick. Eek. my transcripts are showing different time then. Let me see. Where's the transcript at here? This will tell me so we don't have to go through all of them. Where's the transcript at? I don't want a summary. What the heck? There's no transcript on here? Come on. You gotta show it somewhere. Sorry. Yeah, because my transcripts show different. So when I go over here, oh, goodness gracious, it says it's at 2:08. Okay, so we'll just do this here. So this is Janie's transcripts. Thank you, Knitted. You have a good day, dear. Thank you so much. These are Janie's transcripts. I kind of just turned, I don't know why I'm not able to find it on here. It's really weird on the actual video, but I have them in a document. So she was talking about the footprint, right? She goes, I'm telling you when I heard the kids outside, and I'm telling you when I see Malay outside, I'm telling you about the footprint. So she was telling you about the footprint, that what she was just telling you in the news article. Give me 1 second. Okay, this talks about the RCMP. Looking for Jack and Lilly. Okay. Give me 1 second. This is her talking about the only time that she set foot in the trailer all day, except for when everybody left and the police officers came and asked Daniel about the pink blanket. I was there when they went out to the garbage can and took the blanket out of the garbage. Other than that, after that was over, nobody else was around. And I just sat in the trailer, and some of my friends came and asked me how I was doing, and they were very supportive of me. So she was around when he took the pink blanket out. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. I'm going to remove that. Guys, my eyes are tired. My ears hurt now. I forgot about my laundry. I get stuck on. Oh, I'm sorry, Blue Jay. I have laundry too. I got to put my blankets in the dryer. So what do we think, right? One thing I want to look into is if they use underwater drones, or I know they use the radar, or did they actually have divers scour the lakes? That's one question I have. And another question I have is, why mention that your child was on the ATV with you and got off to use the bathroom? This is concerning the boot prints. Why mention that? You know what I mean? If there was a question about if that was Jack or Lily's boot prints. You're changing cat litter. Ugh, that's the freaking worst. I got to do that too. I hate doing that. I hate changing cat litter. It's the worst. But those are just questions that I have. It's okay with you, Daphne. Could you possibly drop my true crime link in the chat? I am going to also be talking about the cases. What channel is yours? I have never been to your channel before. Let me check. Hold on 1 second. I've never been to your channel. Let me check it out. Hold on 1 second. What questions do you guys have? You guys have any questions? Give me a sec. I'm going to read this real quick. When they hear the kids playing outside, though, the bedroom window is close to the backyard. You would think so. You would absolutely think so, that they would hear. Especially if they heard that. I mean, Daniel said that okay, hold on one second. Give me 1 second, you guys. Give me a second. All right, 1 second. I was trying to find question dispatch call at 8. Dispatch call at 8. You want me to pull that up real quick? I can pull that up. Yeah, give me a second. I can pull it up. Oh, love you, Robin. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work, Daphne. I appreciate you so much. Justice for Jack and Lilly. Yes, justice for Jack and Lilly. Absolutely. Thank you so much, love. You are awesome. I appreciate you. Seriously appreciate you. I need a
Isn't that amazing?
thank you so much, lady. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Angel. Am I going to cover the pink blanket? Angel wings of pink blankets could talk. Thank you, Miss Robin. You rock. Yeah, Cecilia, I don't understand how 2 kids go poof. Yeah, I agree. It just doesn't make sense. Here, I'll pull up that dispatch real quick. Give me a second. And I'll show you about I'll show you where it says about the 8 o'clock. What is this? Hold on. Is this it? Let's see. What was it? 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock. Okay. That's not it, is it? No, that's not it. Hold on. I got a million different dispatch things. Yeah, so they said the kids had been missing since 8 o'clock. That was the time frame. If you give me a second, I can pull it up. It's in one of these. Is this transcripts? Why does it come up so weird like this? Oh, I see what it's doing. Because I have dispatch for. I got dispatch for other cases too in here. Jeez. Kids missing. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's see. I'll go over this real quick. The sheer number of videos, 8 o'clock. Why she wants us to know. Hi, Debbie. Believe that he wasn't driving it. Nobody questioned if he offered it. Driving it? I'm trying to understand. Like driving her vehicle, Debbie? If everything is quiet, like Malay said, they heard Lilly and Jack. Yeah. No, I agree. Hi, Anna Banana. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, here. Give me a second, Cecilia. Give me a second. Yes. These people are always out here answering questions nobody asked. Magic flying piece of blanket. Yeah, the freaking blanket, I'm telling you, is hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. If I can get this phone to work. Will it work like this? Okay. There we go. All right, I'm looking. Robin will never look like a pink blanket. Dispatch, yeah, later. The ATV, driving the ATV. Oh, the ATV. Yeah, okay. Let me go back to your question then. Now I see what you're saying. For some reason, I was thinking about the car. I've been asking why she wants us to know. Yes, I agree. The ATV. Like, why come out and say you let your child off to use the bathroom? Like, why? Like, what was the point of that? Like, why did we need to know that unless it has to do with the boot prints, right? The cluster of boot prints. Hi, Darlene. Good to see you, hon. I know more. Yeah, I don't even want to deal with the blanket anymore. That is a good question. Probably to rule out moving the kids that morning. Yo, thank you. I appreciate you, Cecilia. Probably rule out him. Yeah. But she gave him her cart and trailer like she would deny. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's just go through this one more time real quick. This is, I don't even know how to look for this. 0800, I guess. 0800. These are missing. I'm trying to figure out how to get to that part. I can't remember what page it was on. Shoot. Jeez. Nope. What? When I try to find something, then I can't find it. But when I'm not looking for something, I thought it was around here. See, it says, we still can't get a hold of you anyways. We're looking for, do you know what's going on? Okay. Was it around this point? Yeah, it says they'd been missing since 0800 on dispatch. Which two locations are the starting point for the missings? 1407 Gairloch Road. It's a lot of cars. So last known residents. So we've been concentrating on the area behind the residence. So I see 2 locations. Okay, so this is where they're trying to get the location of the residents. These were new searchers coming in. Should be down here somewhere, you guys. Goodness gracious. I need to download all of the dispatch too. What was I going to look for? Missing. They've been missing since. What would be the word to use? Mom, maybe? Here, let's look under mom, because I know he goes, mom says they've been missing. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one he talks about, give us 2 hours. A drone operator is still on the scene with mom. Oh, you know what? I'm going to look and see if it says divers on this. Let's see. Okay, I think this is it. Mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak back inside. So they told Malaya early on to stay close to the house. Remember how Daniel said Malaya didn't search, blah, 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 blah. Well, they told her to stay close to the house. So that just in case, like, the kids came back home. Let's say Malaya said last saw them at 8. She meant 8 p.m., put them to bed and went to bed. Could be. Yeah, could. Yeah, but I know Malaya said that she put them to bed at 10 or something. Well, first at 9 and then came back and said 10. If not, surely there would be. Okay, if not, surely there would be very least one other footprint in the vicinity. Oh, you guys are talking to yourself. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me go through this real quick. Is this it right here? Okay, this is where they talk about Landsdowne Lake and Gairloch Road. So I'm just going to do a low fly on Landsdowne Lake. Here, let's look for that. Divers. Let's see. Divers. Okay. Let's see. Nope. Gairloch, I think he's taken considered a spot with them. I was looking to see if they actually had divers in the lake or if it was just. Okay, that's Eden Lake. That's before they got there. Because they were searching that for somebody with a boat. Let's see here. Goodness gracious, get out of there. Oh, let's see. Joe Pilot is Eden Lake. Okay, so Eden Lake, which has nothing to do with Jack and Lilly. Okay, let's see. This was in the beginning. Okay. This talks about, oh, there was something I noticed too, you guys. There was something I noticed too. Thank you, Cecilia. Well, lasagna sounds so good, Canadian cooking. I'm coming to your house for dinner. Do you have any garlic bread to go with it? I'm just joking. That sounds so good. Didn't the first RCMP press conference on day 6 or whatever say they did 2 lakes but couldn't do a third? Yeah, there was one that they couldn't get into, and they believed that the children couldn't either for some odd reason. Would they call in divers without any evidence or footprints? I'm not sure. Didn't the first, okay, I already read that one. Hold on one second. Daniel was told to stay out of the woods, but he went back in anyways. Yes, so from my understanding at 10:27, when he got back to the property, this is in one of the statements from him, right? One of the 5. He said the RCMP were there at 10:27, or he just said when he got back from searching, they were there, and they told him not to search in the woods. And I believe it was around 1:30 when the helicopters got there that he was allowed to go back and search, from my understanding. So this is another strange thing. So 10:30. Thank you. So this is another strange thing. So you have these 2 people going to fish too, right? And there's so many stinking people. Why are you going to go fish when there's like millions of vehicles lined up searching for children? I thought that was just quite weird in itself, right? So I remember they also said that the children would not cross the woods either. Like the parents, like Malaya and Daniel said that they wouldn't cross the street, not cross the woods. But they ended up searching anyways for across the street, obviously. This just goes on to say, you go ahead and take off from the house and go up to the lake just north of the residence here. I'm going to do a low fly around the coast. And they're talking about Landsdowne Lake there, even though it says Lanton Lake, but it's Landsdowne Lake. And sometimes the voice to text doesn't come out correctly. Yeah, I don't see anywhere where they actually dive into the lake or anything. The lake is too far from me to fly, so I'm just going to return. Okay, I don't see anywhere where they're actually diving in there. Can you put your gear down in there? Okay. Your gear down in there, talking about like the radar, I guess. I'll call you when we're out. Okay. Hold on, I'm reading through this real quick. Any particular, okay, so no, that's not. All right. We're currently at 1,300 feet, approach to the north side of the lake there. So I think they just did radar on the lake, you guys. Are you still there crocheting, Mama Sue? Yeah, I'm almost done. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. Drones up by 10:45. Okay. Yeah, they got there quick at the house because they were literally around the corner at Eden Lake. Yeah, that blanket, so crazy, right? Okay. Yeah, there's nothing. We did the lake back. Okay. So it talks about like we did the lake back and forth over the shoreline. We're just on our way to get some fuel. Okay. So this is talking about Eden Lake still. Yeah. Eden Lake. Command post from Eden Lake up to you. Okay. And then they talk about the Matheson Road, which is where the Landsdowne Lake is. Landsdowne Lake is a body of water. They're north too. Okay. Does it say anything about them diving in there? I don't see it. That's just a question I have. I just want to know if they actually did I'm going to have to read through all of this to find what I'm looking for. Oh, talk to text. Yep. When you do talk to text, it comes out all crazy. I was thinking about all the weird stuff in the woods, and there's some type of math crystals growing in the dark. Math crystals? What the hell's a math crystal? But I think I'm going to get off here for now. I'm going to do some deep diving into the dispatch and see if I can find anything about them doing any diving or anything, or if they just used the radar and the low flyover from the helicopters to search the lakes and ponds. Now, oh, thank you, Squiddy, for being here. Much love to you too. There's something else I wanted to look into too. I would really like to, yes, that's what I want to look into. I want to see if I can find out who was on the ATVs with their kids. I'm pretty sure that's mentioned in dispatch. And maybe it'll give an area. Oh, thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mama Sue. But yes, thank you, Angel Wings. Thank you. It was a long live, wasn't it? Miss Robin, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, all my mods, you guys are great. Thank you. I know this chat was flying earlier, and all our eyes are probably needing a rest now. Freaking my eyes are like crossed. But I love you all. Thank you so very much for being here. I enjoy talking to all of you, and seriously, I really do. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Hopefully more and more answers will come out, or we will get the one big answer to what actually happened to Jack and Lilly. And I hope it's before the year mark, you guys. I just want to mention one thing for those of you that listen to the Broadcastify. If you listen to Broadcastify on May 4, like on May 2nd, excuse me, that dispatch, after a year's gone by on the Broadcastify, they get rid of that dispatch. So I'm going to try to get it all downloaded, even though I have a couple days for the second and the third in transcripts, and I do have clips of dispatch too. So I'm going to try to download it before they delete it. Lately, I just want to say one weird thing. Lately, around the time that Daniel got arrested for what happened, right? That Broadcastify, if you go try to listen to those days, there's nothing there at all. It's really strange. So thank you so much, all of you. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to try to upload a video later on with the older lady, right? I believe they got some suspects, and there's some crazy photos of the people that might have taken her. So that's a crazy case too. So thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Much love to each and every one of you. I appreciate your time spent here with me today. And I hope we learned a little bit about the pink blanket. And I mean, still questions there, right? But God, if blankets could talk, that would be very good. Lots of love. Thank you all. Thank you, Maud, to show me how to drop links. I think you just copy them and drop them, but I'm not sure. I just usually go into my phone and grab the link and then paste it into the box. That makes sense. I can show you guys later. I love you all. Thank you so much. Mwah. Have a wonderful day, and justice for Jack and Lilly Sullivan. May answers come before the year mark, because it's coming up quick. Have a great day. Thank you so much. See you later.